Hello loyal viewers, Chris here bringing you another CBQ review, and we would like to say we are changing around the way we review our games a little bit, and we hope you enjoy the change. Anyway, the game we are reviewing today is Avatar, the game which is a game based on a movie coming out later this month. This time, first we will be reviewing graphics and presentation. We would like to say that Avatar's graphics are pretty okay, but they look kind of bulky and sometimes a little strange. And if you have watched trailers for the movie, the world Pandora is extremely colorful, with a large amount of wild and plant life, while the video game does not have anywhere near the same assortment of colors and imagination. We would also like to say that the voice acting is pretty nice and realistic, but sometimes a little stale. And also, the cutoffs to talk to people are sometimes kind of pointless, since sometimes when you cut off, you talk about something that might not be important or necessary. Also, the landscape is kind of repetitive and dull, but one of the few great parts of graphics is the texture of things like the water. Next, we will review the combat, gameplay, and storyline. We feel that the storyline is extremely repetitive, since every mission is basically being assigned to kill a barrage of enemies, then driving to a new place to do the same thing. The combat is very weak, and as we realized, whenever you are fighting enemies, they might not even attack you, but might instead just bump into you, then keep on going in the same direction like you weren't there. And not only that, but we feel that this game was a huge bite-off from real FPS games, even though it is really an RPG. And also, free roam is kind of pointless, since you basically walk around the dull, repetitive area, killing the exact same type of monster over and over and over again. The controls are pretty simple and basic, which is one of the few good parts of this mediocre game. Also, the way you die sometimes is extremely weak and very stupid, since one way you can die is being teleported into a stone. This game also strangely has a weird sense of economy like it is real. Also, one of the only actions you do besides shooting is do a barrel roll to the side. In this game, you can also choose between the Na'vi tribe or the US Army, but honestly, the gameplay isn't too drastic of a change between the two. A little bit of a good thing is if you don't want to play as a man in the army, you can play in the Na'vi, which is full of tactical combat and skill, and enemies that are actually challenging, and various moves, but still some of the same rules and transgressions still apply, which we feel is kind of suckish. But the best crossover from Army Man to Na'vi is the mounts, which are very fun and cool and allow you to soar through a vast world that still is dull and bulky with good texture here and there. But if you play as the Na'vi, it is a third-person action melee game, so it's so nice to see some difference. The last thing we are reviewing is the multiplayer, which is pretty okay since you can join a guild online and complete certain quests, which can make the experience a little bit better in a few ways. And it can add a little bit more fun to the experience, especially because you can choose between a small variety of classes to play with. Now time for the overall rating. This game's graphics and presentation get a 6.9, combat and gameplay get a 5.2, and multiplayer gets a 7.7. So, overall this game gets a 6.6, so we don't really recommend this game to any type of gamer out there. Thank you, and please subscribe or friend us. And remember to follow us on Twitter or look at our channel page for updates. And also pray to God or any other entity of yours that the movie Avatar is better than this game.
Walking through a dream, I see you. My light in darkness, breathing hope of new life.